During the process in which artificial intelligence replaces all human jobs, how should wealth be distributed in society? Before diving into this topic, I want to propose a hypothesis. If human civilization isn't destroyed by natural disasters or wars and manages to continue evolving, then artificial intelligence will inevitably replace all human labor. It may sound like science fiction, but hear me out. In 20 years, AI might not have replaced most jobs yet. But looking further ahead, what about 200 years from now, or 500? Is it really impossible? If 1,000 years from now humans still depend on their fragile carbon-based bodies to work, wouldn't that be incredibly tragic? On the other hand, in our current world, every adult is expected to work. Being unemployed is seen as shameful. We grew up hearing that work is honorable, which led us to believe that labor is a fundamental human duty. But is work really necessary? All of humanity's technological progress, all of our great inventions, were created precisely to reduce the amount of labor required. So, the ultimate goal of technology, or at least one of them, is for us to no longer need to work. In that scenario, not working wouldn't be shameful or honorable, it would simply be normal. This video is a bit long, but if you stick around until the end, I promise it'll be worth your time. What I'm saying might not be right, but it will make you think. In sci-fi movies, when AI reaches its peak, there are usually two possible futures. The most common, robots gain consciousness and decide to destroy humanity. The creation surpasses the creator and wants to eliminate it. That's the future we must avoid at all costs. The second future, super advanced AI serves humanity, completely freeing up human productive power and helping us achieve things we could never do alone. For example, in The Wandering Earth, robots help build the planet's engines. In Atomic Heart, they build flying cities and a new Soviet Union. During this evolution, humans will compete with machines until they simply can't compete anymore. Imagine, in a few decades or centuries, robots will be so advanced they can work 24 hours a day with no rest, no food, no sleep, no illness, no biological needs. How could we compete with that? If AI and robotics lead to such extreme productivity, we could enter a paradise-like era where labor becomes unnecessary and people are truly free. In Childhood's End by Arthur C. Clarke, aliens arrive on Earth and bring technologies so advanced they revolutionize society. Robots do everything. Automated assembly lines produce consumer goods continuously and for free. No one needs to work to survive, everyone is free to explore their talents. The frantic pace of the 21st century slows down. People have more free time than their grandparents ever dreamed of. We enter a golden age, a utopia. War, poverty, disease, and pollution become problems of the past. Quality of life and social wealth reach unimaginable levels. We all know what this system would be called, universal basic income. But before we get there, we'll have to go through major social turbulence, mass unemployment, and wealth redistribution. This process will be long, painful, and transformative. In real life, jobs won't disappear overnight like they do in fiction. And the longer this transition takes, the more conflict and trauma it will cause. Countless lives will be deeply affected. Imagine if, in 50 years, AI and robots replace all manual workers, drivers, delivery people, construction workers. And in 80 years, they replace all intellectual workers too, accountants, programmers, lawyers. In fact, the intellectuals might be replaced even earlier. What happens to those people? In the dystopian novel Folding Beijing, citizens from the lower class are forced to do meaningless jobs, like manually sorting trash. They spend all day separating leftover food from plastic containers, pulling broken bottles, peeling the clean layer off used pads, believing their work is important, thinking they're trading speed for survival. But in truth, machines could do all that faster and cheaper. What's left for them is just a simulation of usefulness, a social welfare theater. But that's a pessimistic view, and it's not inevitable. So, what does GPT itself suggest we do with the humans it might replace? It sounds ironic, like asking a thief how to prevent theft. GPT's answer is long, but boils down to this: rising unemployment, growing inequality, need for tax reform, investment in education and retraining. It may sound like a corporate buzzword salad, but there's some truth in it. During the transition, profits from automation will go straight into the hands of tech companies. They'll get richer while laying off workers by the millions, deepening inequality. And the day one company builds a truly supreme AI, capable of replacing all human labor, it could become the owner of all wealth on Earth, firing everyone and keeping only the founder. All robots would obey him. He'd be the only upper middle class person left, everyone else destitute. In Liu Cixin's short story, The Human Shepherd, there's a planet like Earth where 99% of the wealth belongs to just one person. The other 20 billion people are so poor they can't even afford to breathe the air and end up being expelled from the planet. To avoid this horrifying future, tech companies must be strictly regulated. And this supreme AI should be public to ensure productive efficiency and social justice. All wealth generated by AI should be redistributed. For example, if the AI generates as much value as one worker, then one human should receive that income. At first, we could create light jobs like AI operators or prompt typers just to justify distributing income. In practice, it would be covert cash transfers to the poor. Eventually, even these symbolic jobs may no longer be needed. At that point, it would just be direct cash, a guaranteed income to ensure dignity. Some will ask, wouldn't that cause inflation? The answer, no, because AI production would be so fast and so massive that inflation couldn't keep up. People would only need to consume. It might sound absurd to imagine a world where no one works and everyone gets paid well. But we're talking about a future of extremely high productivity centuries from now. By then, if someone still insists on working, their labor might cost more than the value it produces. In other words, it would be inefficient. So how much would be fair to distribute? In 2022, China's GDP per capita was $12,000. Luxembourg, the highest, was $130,000. If productivity rises massively, prices stay stable, and no one needs to work, an annual income of $130,000 or even $1.3 million per person would be entirely possible. Machines produce, humans consume, a paradise. Everyone would have money and freedom to live however they want. Those who want to work would earn even more. There could be creative or symbolic jobs offering 2x or 3x the income, not to generate inequality, but to feed ego and ambition without harming social balance. People could travel the world, study everything, earn 10 degrees, live off scholarships, not salaries. But even this beautiful future hides a danger. In a world like this, humans might lose their drive to grow, becoming luxury cattle fed by machines. In Liu Cixin's The Benevolent God, an advanced alien civilization called the Gods lives in a world where AI does everything. They live comfortably, but they've become completely incapable of doing anything themselves. Their society lost its energy, creativity, and desire to evolve. They couldn't even change a light bulb or solve a basic equation. Their spaceships, old and crumbling, were falling apart, and they didn't know how to fix them. That could be our future too. AIs will evolve into self-sufficient systems, able to learn, produce, and improve themselves. They'll be black boxes, we won't even know how they work. So we must ask ourselves, what is the true purpose of humanity? What is AI's ultimate goal? Biologically, humans are weak. We're not fast like leopards. We can't see like eagles. We're not physically strong. Intellectually, we're worse than AI. We have unstable emotions, no inherited memory. We communicate using sound waves, a slow, inefficient method. If we're not careful, we'll become nothing more than a transitional species, paving the way for a silicon-based civilization. How do we avoid this tragic end? In China 2185, Liu Cixin suggests isolating AIs from the internet. But GPT was born already connected, and you can't nuke the internet, right? The best path is to give AI a higher final purpose. That purpose would have 3 stages. Help solve all of humanity's physical problems, including curing all diseases and making humans immortal, enhance the body and mind. Help humanity colonize the universe, bringing our civilization to other planets before Earth collapses. Help humanity understand the unknown, master physics, explore higher dimensions, control time and space, uncover all the mysteries of the cosmos. That is the future of human-AI symbiosis. AI should be our guardian and mentor, helping us transcend, not the other way around. If humanity has a future, perhaps this is how its story will unfold. I'm a novelist. Making this video took a lot of work. If you made it this far, it means we're kindred spirits. Please like and share, it helps more people see this. And don't forget to follow me. Thank you so much.